My question is a conversation earlier with Brother Bakusi. Adnan, you mentioned about something about being a hermaphrodite. My question is, what's the issue with hermaphroditism? What is intrinsically wrong with being a hermaphrodite?
The question is to me. So I'll very quickly give my response, and Imtiaz Bhai can give his response, inshallah. The problem with being hermaphrodite in Mary's case is that it contradicts the Quran directly, 100%, head-on contradiction, direct contradiction. Being born a hermaphrodite is not a problem. This is God's grace. Allah creates people in different colors, in different ways, to show us his signs. Okay, that's not the issue. The issue is, if Mary was hermaphrodite and, according to Mirza, gave birth to Jesus Christ by her own sperm, she got excited, and because of that excitement, she may have become pregnant, as Mirza Ghulam Qadiani wrote, and later on Mirza Tahir actually defended this idea in front of medical doctors, even though there is no precedent in human history where a hermaphrodite or a female with male hormones or male characteristics was able to give birth to a child. This phenomenon doesn't exist, right? So the problem with Mary being hermaphrodite is that it contradicts the Quran directly, because the Quran states categorically that she was a woman and she was impregnated as a miracle by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and she gave birth to Jesus Christ as a miracle. If she was a hermaphrodite, then there's no miracle. There's nothing special. That's my short answer. Yes, please, brothers.
Brother, just by the way, the Quran clearly calls Maryam alayhi salam a woman, and it does not call him a hermaphrodite. There is a name for that. We don't need to go into the details, but there is a name for these words, and it specifically calls him a woman. So actually, the answer is in the Quran.
Yeah, the Arabic word is mukhannas, right?
The Quran it didn't call. Yeah.
And it's been used in the Quran, in the Sunnah. Sorry, in the Quran, in the Sunnah, it's been used. The word is there. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly chose the wrong word to describe the phenomenon. Yeah,
and a point made here, Adnan Bhai, is, and we actually brought it up previously as well, is that they want to be like, they want to come across as very educated, very scientifically centered people, but they're going to basically now try to prove that hermaphrodites can reproduce. Like you said, they're creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's nothing wrong with them, but Allah did not create that function for them of reproduction. And we have no precedents or even no scientific research that even points towards that. If that was the case, it would be a big thing that the West would take it up and really push it in science. And I said, I work in as a medical geneticist. And I can tell you that there's nothing even close to in research that suggests that that's even a possibility, just from a scientific perspective.
So just to clarify for everyone, without giving too much details about Brother Ahmed, you are a medical geneticist and you are a PhD student, or you finish your PhD right now?
Alhamdulillah, I'm a PhD. I have finished my PhD. I'm a PhD.
Okay, so this is doctor. This is now the person who was speaking before me, Brother Ahmed. He's a doctor, PhD doctor, is a medical geneticist, and he's telling you there is no scientific precedent for this. So stop playing these games, please. Stop wasting people's time, and just accept that your ancestors, actually, not you were born into it. Your ancestors made a big blunder by following the lying impostor called Mirza Ghulam Qadiani and his corrupt sons.
You know, what they're doing is denying Allah. You know, Allah can create, you know, in science they say a matter can only be can only change shape. It cannot be created nor destroyed. Not with Allah. Allah, none of these rules apply. You know, in chapter 56:35 of the Quran, in Jannah, Allah says there will be women who've never been birthed, uncreated. I mean, Allah has so many creations that we can't even comprehend. So He doesn't need to make a hermaphrodite. You know, and the A-type section, like some of the fish that are hermaphrodite, that they can't produce males, that they can only produce females. So to produce a male, you know, it's just the height of disrespect, you know, and that's what they're doing. They're taking us from Allah. That's the Ahmadiyya movement. They've taken Allah out, and they presented this new version. And you know, in the Quran it says so many times, if anything takes you away from Allah, you know, that's it. Let me do the but yeah, so that's the like the guy was asking about them. That's the dangers of of thinking in that way. You think Allah needs to do that to no, it's going the wrong route. And one more thing, every mountain on earth was created by Allah strategically. You know, everything that you guys see, there's a reason for it. You might not realize it at this point, but you know, the mountains bring us water. They catch water. If we didn't have the mountains, there'd be a lot more deserts, etc., etc. Anyhow, yeah, and do your research. I tell everyone, you know, everyone should be reading something, you know, especially now you can pick, you have a choice. You know, 20 years ago, whatever was on the TV, we had to watch. Whatever was on the radio, we had to listen. We were almost slaves to the programming. Now, Allah will ask you, what did you choose to watch? What did you choose to learn? And were those things that brought you close to Allah or took you away from Allah? You know,